We tell stories that connect us. We tell stories that let us walk in someone else's shoes. We tell stories that illuminate the human spirit. We tell stories that help us make sense of our world. We tell stories of life and loss. We tell stories that heal us. We tell stories that reflect who we are and who we wish to become. I'm John Cox, Board President of the Youngstown Playhouse, and we've been telling stories here for 98 years. First off, I'd like to thank you, our patrons, for sticking with us over the last couple years. It's been tough, but we're Youngstown, and we make it work. You are the reason we do what we do. During the past 2 years, we've reorganized our business structure to improve what we do and how we do it. All great art is collaboration, and we are thrilled to be associated with the Henry H. Stambaugh Auditorium Association. We have hired these local professionals to help streamline our administrative work so we can do what we do best, tell stories. So I am beyond thrilled to announce our 22-23 season, our first season in over 2 years. Our first play of the season will be Sister Act, the musical based off the hit movie with Whoopi Goldberg and the Broadway play that was nominated for 5 Tony Awards. Music by Alan Menken. We followed Dolores Van Cartier, the disco diva, as she hides in a convent from a gang. Filled with powerful gospel music, outrageous dancing, and great disco costumes. It's a real reason to rejoice. Next up will be our youth presentation of Excalibur High, an original show written and directed by Jim Canacci, running October 27th through the 30th. Story of King Arthur, Lancelot, and Guinevere, as told through high school students. Check it out, great for all ages. Next up will be The Day They Shot John Lennon in the Moyer Room, running November 11th through the 20th. Directed by Frank Martin, this is set the day after John Lennon was shot as a group of random strangers gather outside the Dakota seeking consolation following his death. They find much more. Our Christmas offering will be A Tuna Christmas, which will run from December 9th through the 18th. Join Arliss, Dee Dee, Petey Fisk, Joe Bob, and the Bun Millers in Tuna, Texas, reuniting our great actresses that brought the characters to life in the past. Laugh your way into the holidays. February 24th through March 5th will bring us Outside Mullingar, written by John Patrick Shanley. Outside Mullingar is about the romance of Anthony and Rosemary, neighbors in a rural Ireland town who are nearing their middle years. This is directed by the incomparable Chris Fidrum. It is about an introverted farmer and a woman who vows to have him at all costs. Passover will be the next show in the Moyer Room, running from April 14th through the 23rd. Written by Antoinette Nuanu and directed by newcomer Thomas Fields. This was the first show back on Broadway after the COVID shutdown. This combines elements of Beckett's Waiting for Godot and the Exodus story from the Bible as it looks at 2 young men dreaming of a better tomorrow. Our next big production will be Rent, and that will run from April 27th through the 30th. Our first big collaboration between the Youngstown Playhouse, Opera Western Reserve, the Youngstown Symphony Society, and the Henry H. Stambaugh Auditorium Association in Powers Auditorium at the Dior Performing Arts Center. A Tony Award and Pulitzer Prize winner that helped shape a generation of audiences and taught us all to measure our life in love. Truly theater at its best. Another youth presentation of Newsies Junior will be held in May, directed by Savannah Teeter. A rousing true story of newsboys in turn-of-the-century New York City who stand up for what is right, based off the 2012 Broadway musical. And last but not least, The 39 Steps, directed by Johnny Picano. Originally done on stage at the Playhouse in 2012, we are reuniting 3 of the 4 original cast members in this terrific comedy. This is the Tony Award-winning parody of the movie directed by Alfred Hitchcock. Paced with non-stop laughs and over 150 characters played by the 4-person cast. An unforgettable evening of pure pleasure. Pretty exciting stuff. We cannot wait to get started. By the time Sister Act opens, you will be able to see our newly renovated exterior of the building. We're going to have a new ticketing structure, and we're going to have extra benefits for the FlexPass members. So everybody be on the lookout for our community campaign and our brochure for the FlexPasses. We want to thank you again for your unwavering support. We're very excited to get back to doing what we do best: telling stories, making people laugh, singing songs, making people happy. Please keep in mind that all your generous donations and contributions will stay directly at the Youngstown Playhouse. And we are a 501c3 corporation, so all of those donations are tax deductible. The talent in this area is incredible. There's a line of people waiting to entertain you. After all, this is your Youngstown Playhouse, and we can't wait to tell our stories for you. Thank you again, and I'll see you on opening night.